Well, it was a gorgeous day around LA, but changes are on the way. Today we had quite a bit of sunshine for the first half of your Tuesday, and then some few high clouds rolling on in across from west to east. You can see that on the satellite shot across the nation. For the rest of the U.S., well, there is quite a bit of cold weather in the last several days across the central and eastern United States, but the focus I want you guys to pay attention to is going to be across the rest of the country that has been so quiet for about the last week, and that's California. So far, Northern California seeing a plume of clouds coming in, and we're next in line in about 24 to 36 hours. This is a sign, the first of several of big changes to come. You can see on the very left side of your screen, there is a bunch of cloud cover that looks speckly. That's a sign of some unstable air working on in from the north, which is where it's cold, to the south, which is where it's warm, and the two are meeting together, forming a frontal band of Pacific moisture. That is going to be the thing to watch for your Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And that's why we've got a very impressive jet stream right now across the North Pacific Ocean, coming in at about 150 to 170 miles an hour on your Tuesday. And this is going to, at least according to the latest progs, strengthen and move further south and east, affecting the coastal waters and then into California Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And this is the sign of a strengthening storm system. Whenever you see the colors the way they appear on here, all the yellows and oranges that look like they're wrapping in and moving in to central California, that's a sign of an intensifying storm system. And the air pressure is the first sign of that strengthening storm. And it looks like it's going to be dropping, and the winds are going to be increasing as that's heading on towards northern and central California, and then swinging a potent front down south overnight Wednesday into the first half of Thursday. And that's when the chances of the most significant impacts across SoCal will be felt. And that's why we're a little bit concerned for the recent areas that experienced the fires all of about the last 2 to 3 weeks or so. Because of that fire area that now has been seeing a respite, thankfully, from the burning, but all the vegetation has been burned off, and because of that, the soil is exposed to the elements. If it rains on top of land that doesn't have the bushes and trees and grass to hold in the water, it'll just come right off and go downhill. If it rains heavy enough, some rocks and mud may slide down into the canyons onto the bottom of the foothills and mountains. And there are people that live there, houses that are built all along the foothills that experienced the wildfires just several days prior. So because of this, we look for an elevated chance of rock and mudslides and maybe some debris flows late Wednesday night, most likely into your early to midday Thursday. And so if you're going to be heading out, make sure before you do to check all the road conditions, because that is going to be a very important thing indeed on your morning commute. It could be a slow one, and there could be road closures as well. If you live near or in a recently burned area, check with a map, such as the one you see right now, because there are maps available that can pinpoint your neighborhood and tell you exactly the areas most at risk for some of those rock slides and mudslides and debris flows. And you can go down to the neighborhood level. You can see the West Hills region, Agoura Hills, into Oak Park, and all the way down the Santa Monica Mountains, particularly along the PCH Malibu corridor. That's where there's an elevated chance of some of those rock and mud and debris slides. Of course, that could affect traffic, that could close roads, that could affect people's homes. So the fire stations are going to be giving out, and already have been, free sandbags. Check with a map for the latest and closest station to you to get those sandbags, if, of course, you are a resident that has a backyard or some property right along those hill slopes that experienced the fires. So, it looks like we're going to be getting a period of rain, moderate to heavy, Wednesday night into Thursday, and some of that rain could be copious, and some places may have more than others. So, be safe, keep it tuned to the weather, and have a good night.